Have you ever wondered what it'd be like to be a man or a woman of nobility? What does the noble class do in their day-to-day? While they're not hosting their eyes wide shut parties and committing sexual blackmail, how do they spend their time? Dining on exquisite succulent meals? Pilfering the coffers of the peasantry through taxation and extortion? Do they write laws that they and their family and friends are not beholden to follow? Do they send poor people to die for resources that are then sold back to those same poor people and also taxed again? Yeah, that's exactly what they do. That's what they've always done. This is Noble's Life, Kingdom Reborn, where you get to be one of the movers and the shakers. You get the succulent meals. You get to exploit the poors. Or at least I think so. I don't know. I haven't played the game yet. Here, our noble gets to choose their origin story. Were we an overseer, a knight, an ecclesiastic, or a student? The overseer. As the first son of a French baron, you have always been prepared to be a successor and future ruler of these lands. Everyone knew this. Even the most common peasants referred to you as the Lord's heir. As a result, you can count on greater respect from your subjects. Your father wanted you to not only inherit his domain, but also make it even more wonderful. Hence, he sacrificed plenty of time introducing you to the mysteries of management. On many occasions, you have observed peasants in the field, craftsmen at work, listened about taxes, or looked through accounting books. Your bond with your subjects makes them happier when you return. As a legitimate ruler who has long been involved in the development of his estate, you can also count on some leniency and economic help at the beginning of the game. In addition, you will gain access to several unique interactions with residents of your domain. Yeah, we're gonna take our small business loan here from our parents. Oh, we gotta create a coat of arms. Okay, let's just let's randomize it. Do they have a rat? They have a hedgehog and they have a squirrel, but they don't have a rat. All right, let's hit the random on it one more time. Let's get something cool. That's the squirrel. I don't like those colors though. What's up with those colors? There we go. I like that. Southern part of the Kingdom of France, March 1339 AD. The 100 Years' War rages on. I guess we are Bernard. Are those billows of smoke above my city? Hell, are we too late?
My lord, Chevalier Charles has just arrived at the camp with the remainder of his forces.
Just in time, look at that.
Several campfires in a backland like this.
It's not right, Roland. It's not right.
Yes, they have to be the marauders from the army of those English scum that dared to lay a hand on your estate.
So the peasants did not lie. They will be going this way.
Exactly. In order to continue their cowardly escape, they will have to cross this bridge.
Blow the bridge, Roland. Blow the bridge.
As your military advisor, I strongly advise against locking them there. Firstly, the raiders would have difficulties fighting the infantry in the forest, and secondly, we are surely fewer in number. And even if we succeeded, most of the remaining English would scatter in the forest. A much better option is to use this hill and attack as they pass by. The camp is hidden, and the momentum will allow our cavalry to crush them.
What about our infantry units?
They've stayed far behind, but it's thanks to this that we managed to arrive here so quickly. Maybe we are fewer in number, but in the right circumstances, trained riders dominate simple infantry. Especially since, as far as we know, the enemy is lightly armored, if at all.
All right, thank you, Roland.
Is to use this hill and attack as they pass by. The camp is hidden, and the momentum will allow our cavalry to crush them.
What are the forces at our disposal, Roland?
Our greatest advantage is the six-man convoi, heavily armored knights led by Chevalier Charles. Apart from them, we form 3 light cavalry units consisting of several dozen people. Although less armored, they are also more mobile. and their corps consists of experienced sergeants and squires.
I will talk to Chevalier Charles. Ready your men for combat, Roland. Ready your men.
Yes, Lord.
Let me go, Roland. Who's this guy? It's scary, isn't it, soldier? It's scary. God be with you. And also with you? Oh no. We've got an emo kid on our team. All right. That Chevalier Charles over there?
Check the horseshoes thoroughly. If any of the horses breaks a leg again, I will personally whip the rider 20 times.
Oh shit, he runs a tight fit here. Greetings, Chevalier Charles.
Greetings, Lord Baron.
Bernard Belvis, okay. We can go with that.
With all due respect, Lord, but fragmenting the formation, leaving the infantry behind, and leading us all the way here, based solely on information from the Lowbums, it's...
The Lowborns, there he goes with that speak.
It's a very creative interpretation of the orders from our Lord, Count of Perigord.
Well, you know, Charles, the Lowborns are the people who don't live in castles, and they're the ones that are going to have to deal with marauders hitting their villages all the time. I think I would trust the Lowborns' word, personally. Let's see what our options are here. If the Count's orders were clear according to them, you are still under my command. Since when should a mere landless knight lecture a baron? Know your place, Chevalier. So you think we should ignore the enemy who dared to lay a hand on the Count's vassals' subjects? Yeah, we're going to go with that.
No. Not at all. You know that in Gascony, I was the first to beat the filthy islanders.
Filthy islanders.
And to those here, I will gladly show the power of the sons of France. Only the Count made it clear that I, together with all his knights and soldiers, should reach the Count's estate as soon as possible.
That is your problem, but I don't know how withdrawing now will be perceived.
I know, Baron. I will remember what you said.
Remember it well, Charles.
Time for that.
Agreed. Let us focus on the Englishmen. Join Chevalier Roland. We need to plan this skirmish.
Yes, Baron.
What do you men say? However, in fact, the Count may not be satisfied with my interpretation of his orders, but now is not the time to worry about it. After all, it will be months before we meet again. Yeah, shit, he might even forget. Ah, ye good men who are about to die. That's a blonde-ass horse over there. Jeez Louise. That's a Norse horse. What are we gonna do, fellas? What's the plan here?
There's no point in wondering here. We will crush them to dust in one great charge.
With all due respect, but...
I see you have already started the planning.
Yes, you could say that, Lord.
Your advisor wants to play with wooden figurines like a kid.
Ah, Warhammer, a man of taste.
The situation is simple. We are on horseback, they are on foot. We have the high ground, and the element of surprise on our side. My knights will lead everyone through the middle, and the enemy will be passing by. This will let us have the highest momentum, and the farce will be over quickly.
Okay, I like that idea.
Heavily armored Kanwa is slower than our improvised light cavalry. And we should be focused on causing the most losses. And it's not your men, Chevalier, that will have to deal with the enemy's remnants.
That's fair. That's a fair point, Roland. What figurines were you talking about?
We are obviously talking about these tiny wooden figurines your late father gave me, that belonged to his previous military advisor.
Wait. My father left you his Warhammer collection? Huh. All right, Roland. You know, that paints a very clear picture for me. I think I know what I'm gonna do now.
I think they are quite useful when it comes to presenting the battle plan once you get used to them. And it sometimes allows us to notice additional factors.
Yeah, it's pretty fun to play too.
Huh. Such weird abstractions only mess with men's minds and make it harder to focus on what we have in front of our eyes.
You bite your tongue, Charles. There's nothing wrong with Warhammer. It's not any worse than chess, you fucking nerd. All right. So we got a couple of not cool guys here. Despite everything, I was going to use them anyway, if only for the sake of our family tradition of Warhammer Thursdays.
Fair enough, Lord. But let us return to the topic of the battle.
All right.
We still have time. That's why I am asking you, Lord, to think every for and against through. The lives of your soldiers and the peace of your subjects depend on this.
Well, the lives of my soldiers and the peace of my subjects aside, Roland, you got my father's Warhammer collection, and Charles shat all over Warhammer in general. So I don't really know. Don't really know who I should go. Let's hear what Chevalier Charles is proposing, okay?
I will lead the charge with my companions.
I like the fire.
We will ride first, and the rest will follow.
Okay.
We will cut into them, break their formation, and then slaughter them all. Simple.
And what do you think about this, Roland?
I do not deny the bravery of Chevalier Charles and his knights. It's not that the plan is bad.
So?
I'd rather say it's risky. It's like staking everything on one card.
We like to take risks. Risks are fun.
Such gambling analogies are not befitting a knight. And risk is a natural part of war.
That's right, Roland. Gambling is for whores and commoners. All right, I see.
We still have time. That's why I am asking you, Lord, to think every for and against through. The lives of your soldiers and the peace of your subjects depend on this.
I need an additional opinion. You there, Sergeant, come.
Me, Lord?
Ah, yes, the emo kid, who secretly is a battle tactician, like grand master strategist. Yes, it is hard not to notice that you have been listening to our conversation.
No, I would never.
Excuse my sergeant, Lord.
Excuse me, I'm talking here.
He is overly curious, but I am sure that his intentions are pure. He is trying to learn as much as possible about the craft of war.
Chevalier Roland, I have the impression that you go too easy on your men.
Guys, chill the fuck out. He has ears. Yeah, he was listening to you people talking. Like, Jesus, leave the kid alone. Gentlemen, let's drop this subject for now. And you, come here, stay calm.
Yes, Lord.
Do you have any suggestions concerning what you heard?
Well, I've been thinking about one thing.
All right, go ahead. You would consider reconnaissance.
Well, yes. Right.
Let's see. What would you like to check this way, Sergeant?
Lord, I was just pondering.
Spit it out.
But this is a desolate area and we know little of it. We've also been gone for a couple of years. And we know the size of the enemy forces only from the stories of the peasants.
That's fair. That's actually really fair. So what do you propose?
One of the units would get rid of the equipment and armor and would scatter in the area. They could gather more information. And it should reach you before the battle, I think.
That's absurd. To get rid of a portion of our forces for something like that. What if the enemy spots them?
Without armor and weapons, they could pass as local lumberjacks.
It's an interesting idea. So we send in spies with no armor and weapons, but then when the battle comes, we're not going to have that unit to help us fight. Oh, shit. That's a really tough decision. Actually don't know. I'm thinking that we should just hit them. We should just rush them, shouldn't we? Or I'm gonna piss off Roland. I'm gonna piss off Charles if I go with this kid's plan. Whoever's plan I take, I'm going to piss off the other two. Who do I like more? This kid's all right. I kind of like Charles. Charles is cool. Roland's cool. Man, being nobility is really hard. I want to go back to my sex parties.
Yes, you're right.
I think it's too late. We got to go in there. I do appreciate you bringing it to our attention that the situation has a lot of blank spots. You can carry on listening to our conversation, this time openly.
Thank you, Lord.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for your wise words. Let us proceed with the planning. All right, Chevalier Roland, draw me a rough plan of the battlefield as you usually do. Oh, wow, okay.
As far as I know, it's 3 infantry units. One of the Vintenaries is archers, surely in the middle of the formation.
Okay. 3 infantry units. 1's archers.
And our army is here. 3 figurines of light cavalry and 1 heavy.
Wait. Which one's ours? Over in the box?
My knights and I will fight with our soldiers. This, Lord, you cannot forbid me.
Finally, here we have 3 descents down the hill.
Bro, these are hieroglyphs to me. I don't know what this shit means.
In these circles above, I would place 1 figurine at most. These will be the units leading the attack.
Okay.
The spots below are simply units that will also attack from this side. Due to the width of the descent, I strongly advise against placing more than 3 figurines there. Although 3 is already a lot considering the size of our forces. Sending troops to the right will allow us to block their onrush. However, it may mean a tough fight. Sending troops to the left will let us cut off the enemy's escape route and attack their rear.
I like that idea.
And how would you mark the variant in which the Baron would order the unit to attack the enemy only after it has engaged in combat with the rest of our forces? Your bizarre drawings don't take this into account.
That's right. Your cave paintings in the muck.
Simply, Baron, leave the unit only in the circle below.
The middle one is the middle road? So simply put, my convoi in the upper circle, the other valuable riders in the lower one, and you will achieve what I suggested without waiting for Chevalier Roland to prepare it all.
Sure. Calm down. I need to think this through. Okay. Wait, even if I wanted to put Charles down, the rest of the army probably wouldn't obey me if I didn't plan this his participation in the battle. If I want to leave something in reserve, it would have to be another unit. Okay, let's get, I guess, this guy here. Can I put another one down? What am I doing here? I want to put the other guys down. Are these my guys? No, those aren't my guys. All right, it's a little jank. It's a little jank trying to click the pieces. So I think we only need one unit to really like catch their rear if they try to retreat. I'm thinking that's the way to go. So the main attack will come from the left, right. Sure. Let's see how this goes.
It is time, my lord. The enemy is finishing camping and is returning to the march.
Get ready. You have your orders. So we're going to watch all this go down, or can't move. I see no men. Oh, here we go.
Thank God they didn't notice us.
Thank God. Thank the French God. Napoleon Bonaparte. This is very, very tense. I really hope I made the right decisions here. I still don't see any of our men. I want to go down there and fight. All right, 1, 2, 3. 3 units. More than 100 men. It doesn't really... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. That checks out.
The enemies are where they were supposed to be. We are awaiting your order, Lord.
All right, in the name of God. We're gonna fucking smite these men in the name of God. Attack! Charge! Charge, everybody, charge! Can we charge? Oh, I want to charge. I have a feeling a lot of good men are gonna die today. Yeah, there we go with the armor from the rear. I wish those pieces looked a little bit different. I couldn't really tell which pieces I was grabbing. Apparently, some of them were different. Sadly, the charger or cavalry was not enough to make them scatter, although they were so surprised they failed to form a proper formation. Charles, you have some explaining to do. In heaven's name, enemy reinforcements are coming. Damn it, the kid was right. The kid was right. Get more men down there. Get more men down there, quick. Uh-oh, those guys look heavy. Look at them. They know they're killers. They're walking so slow. They're not even rushing into battle. They know something we don't. Also, you guys are supposed to be cavalry. Like, why aren't you like doing some hit and run tactics? You're just standing there fighting. Where'd those reinforcements go? They're like cartoonishly just hiding behind one tree. Oh, there they are. Oh shit, they're rushing in. I really wish that you could like control or like maybe call some like orders, issue commands. Like I want to go down there and like help out. Let me go like earn my like right to nobility. I could kill all those dudes. They cannot withstand our attack. It's over. Don't let them run. Don't let them run. End them now or they'll be back. They'll make babies and come back. They'll mine ore. They will rebuild their cities. Oh, that went pretty well, I think, guys. What do you think?
Those cowardly creatures ran off.
And unfortunately, our forces were not able to pursue them into such a thicket. Those who remained may cause us problems in the future.
That's all right. We'll deal with them then.
Especially since more than half of them escaped, including, as I saw, at least 2 Vintenars, the unit commanders.
They won't be coming back quickly after such a defeat.
Agreed. But they may still pose a threat to your estate, Lord.
Nobody poses a threat to my estate, Roland.
The most important thing is that our forces suffered few losses. Less than 10 soldiers died. Unfortunately, we also have some wounded.
These bandits clearly had loot from your estate with them, Lord, and they defended it more relentlessly than their own comrades.
Pathetic.
They had my money. They pilfered my coffers.
Summing up, we won and suffered small losses, but that was because the enemy quickly saved themselves by fleeing. And sadly, Chevalier Charles ordered us not to take any prisoners.
Really, Charles, this is true.
First, bandits should be treated like bandits. Second, we would learn nothing from them.
And third, Charles, you repeated this order in English to break their spirit, which I succeeded in doing.
I would have a few questions for them, but never mind. I have given orders to pack up the camp. As soon as we tend to the wounded and bury the dead, we must return to the remainder of our forces.
Your road takes you to your city, ours to the county capital of Perigord. The fork in the road the Count spoke of is less than 2 hours away, so the rest of our journey will probably be calm.
I feel like I'm going to make a decision here. So my road takes me to St. Pierre. His to Perigord. The fork in the road the Count spoke of is less than 2 hours away, so the rest of our journey together will probably be calm.
Of course, after we separate, if we spot the enemy, we will react and even pursue marauders.
Okay.
We won't, however, be riding through the woods every time we hear of an English army. We have important tasks in the county center.
Yes, we understand, and thank you for your help and that of your men, Chevalier Charles.
Unless the enemy has penetrated even deeper, my lord will surely be delighted to hear that the lousy English have been defeated in such a magnificent manner.
It wasn't that magnificent, Charles. We should start preparing to leave as well. I want to get to St. Pierre as soon as possible. I'm worried about my people. Uh-oh. Our place isn't looking too good right now, fellas.
We will soon reach the city.
Is it supposed to be looking like that? All smoke and fire and stuff? Does not look good. Those cursed... Oh, okay.
It must have been rough. Look at the hole to the left of us. Its old walls did not stand a chance.
At least our victory, we need not fear the presence of the enemy. All signs suggest that they have escaped.
Only, I doubt that the Count's army caught up with them. Or that we can count on any more aid coming from them.
That's all right, we can do this ourselves.
Pay these cads for daring to raise a hand against your lands, my lord. Soldiers, open the gate. The garrison commander, Chevalier Michiel, will surely be relieved to hear that you have returned to your city. Besides, the fact that you assigned him this task, my lord, instead of taking him to Gascony, turned out to be an excellent decision.
Only a few would have been able to devise an effective defense with such a meager force. It is true I will reward his bravery. I am more concerned with how badly my city has been affected. You must be joking. I ordered him to defend my estate and the city was most likely plundered. I'll reward him for his bravery.
Excellent idea. 'Tis well deserved.
Hurry up with this gate!
Anyway, we're about to witness the extent of the devastation firsthand.
Oh, you know, from here it doesn't look so bad. Yeah, we can work with this.
By the wounds of Christ, those sons of bitches have ravaged the city.
All these corpses. They didn't even spare the women. Monsters.
They took the women out too? It's much worse than I thought. People are probably devastated. Damn, they took the women too. It's necessary to show them that everything is under control.
Ah, to hell with them. I liked that inn.
Hey, look.
Even the church. Cursed scumbags.
Those mothers.
Forgive my language, Lord.
Easy,
No,
man.
you're fine. You're fine.
Survivors. They have come to greet their lord.
I'm sorry we let you all down.
You have returned.
Those awful English have burned down my house! Baron has returned!
We've barely escaped with our lives, Lord Baron.
That dude's clapping over there.
Some of us, Lord.
What's he doing?
Help us, Lord!
Holy moly. All right, guys. Let's see here. What are our options? The city will receive help. Chevalier Roland, your men are to help these folks.
Aye, lord. Soldiers, you heard your lord. We will help with rebuilding. Some can go now. The rest will escort our lord to his quarters and join the efforts once they're done.
Thank you. Praise the Lord's army. Brave soldiers. We've got wounded men that need to be moved. I'll guide you.
All right.
We need to recover things from the collapsing buildings as well!
You got your hands full, man. Good job, all of you that have survived, though.
Soldiers help. The city will surely be back on its feet faster, but... well, we'll be right there. Your banner flying on the gate is a sign that the castle has not succumbed to those damned Englishmen yet.
And they even spray painted the walls.
These people and the vastness of damage. Alas, a knight must not succumb to weakness. All is not lost.
They s-
You will require the wisdom of Solomon, Lord, for it may be impossible to save everyone. Sergeant, open the gate. Your lord has returned.
That banner looks torn up there. Did they get in? All right, soldiers. Well, I can't tell if this place got attacked or not. This place looks like a shithole. Oh, God, that haircut. Brother, you're a grown man.
My lord, you have returned. What a relief. I mean... I, Monsignor Giscard Ebrero, Chevalier, Acting Overseer, welcome you, Baron. My lord, please get off your horse and let us talk. I will give you a short summary of the situation.
I don't like the way you side-eyeing me like that. You look awfully clean for somebody who just got pillaged.
Seen, my lord, the situation is dire. The city has been ransacked, and the assailants even managed to push into the castle.
Shit. Did you get him out?
Only a small English force made it through, and was quickly driven out. Still, they managed to devastate several chambers.
Not my chamber, though, right? My chamber's fine.
They were like a plague. What they could not steal, they destroyed. No righteous Christian would do such a thing.
Those English rats.
Among the many dead is the commander of the defense, Chevalier Michel, who was killed last night.
Well, did he die bravely? Guy. I'm gonna call you Guy.
It was only this morning that the assailants left the walls of the city. And this all has become possible thanks to you, your grace.
Yeah, well, what can I say? I am quite the nobleman. I understand. It's good to see you again, Guy. All right, to the point, Chevalier. What is there to do?
Of course, my lord. The most important thing for you is to show that you have the situation under control. This way, you will calm everyone down. People are arriving at the castle to be heard. Therefore, the castle is safe, but I cannot vouch that there are no marauders outside. That is why we will keep the gate locked, and the soldiers will stand their posts guarding the gate from each and every incomer. I will await you, my lord, outside the throne room.
I have a few questions.
Yes, my lord?
What are the forces at our disposal?
Well, in fact, almost none.
Oh. Well, I guess you better take up a sword then, Guy.
Presently, there are only a few able-bodied soldiers along with a dozen or so burghers who have been hastily called up to arms. That's all that's left in the city to defend the estate.
Are they good burgers?
However, with the help of the group of soldiers who have returned with you and Chevalier Roland, you should be able to form a guard to keep the domain in order. Knowing Monsignor Roland, I suspect that he is dealing with this matter as we speak. He will probably give you a report on it in the audience room. After all, he is of the Bedeau line. His family has long been helping in military matters at your family's behest.
The Bedeau line. Closely related to the bidet line.
Is there anything else, my lord?
What did you do while I was gone?
As your chief overseer, I have looked after the welfare of your lands and assisted Chevalier Michel in arranging the defenses.
Well, it looks like you did a great job, Guy.
However, my lord, as you know, we did not have ample opportunities. After all, with you and Chevalier Roland, most of the men prepared for battle set out. Besides, both the exceptionally favorable course of war for the French royal forces and the distance between your lands and Gascony may have caused complacency. Also, the first year was particularly quiet, and so nothing foretold such an invasion.
All I'm hearing are excuses, Guy. All I'm hearing are excuses.
One could say it was sudden and unexpected. But that is not what you asked, my lord.
That's not what I asked. I don't even remember what I asked, but that certainly wasn't it.
After that, well, I mainly kept order in the castle, because contact with the world was cut off by the enemy army.
Did you not have cell service here? Because of the brick walls? We can tear these down. war has brought your subjects to agitation, but they paid their dues in coin and in kind. We did not organize conscription because the previous one, for the needs of your expedition, Lord, strained the number of strong men in the estate.
Is there anything else, my lord?
No, I'll see you inside, Guy. Guards, have Guy beheaded. Can I talk to anybody? Does anybody want to talk to me after I let them all down?
My lord.
Oh. You too. Good job surviving, guys. I don't think this guy's just pretending to work. He's not actually, like, dude, you're sweeping rubble. You're just I feel kind of intimidated. This guy is kind of punking me out. You're just sweeping rubble and staring deeply into my eyes. I'm sorry I let you down, dude. Have the weird one taken out, the one with the broom. I think he's lost his mind. He's succumbed to madness. Fucking walk up on me like, hi. All right, yeah, okay. Respect. What are you doing over there? Ah. Yeah, no, you're fine, dude. All right, you just pet that book. Ooh, he about to get it. About to get it. And that's all gone, man. Oh, I like your pretzel knot there. This guy's fucking drunk. No wonder we couldn't fight the marauders off. You're all drunk and playing Warhammer and sweeping the rubble. What are you crying about? This isn't my fault. This is your fault. Tebow. All right. Let's get some work done here. God, why are you all so depressing?
My lord.
We just took a hit. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. Just one little invasion. You better bow. Right, that's what I thought. Thank you. I like that kettle helmet, by the way. That's nice and clean.
Unfortunately, my lord, as you can see, the fights have reached even here. It will take some time before the servants bring this old ancestral castle to its pre-war condition. I am also afraid that serious repairs are, for the time being, out of our reach. Let's get back to current affairs. Several representatives of your subjects are already waiting. They are primarily people from the city. You will have to wait a bit longer for information regarding the situation in the villages. It is not hard to guess that most will ask for your help. But remember, my lord, we may not have enough resources to help everyone.
So we need to take out a small business grant then so we can get some more resources, man. All right, remind me how you organize my audiences. What exactly do I have at my disposal? Before I begin, I have a few questions. All right, we've got a lot of choices here.
We have a substantial supply of wood that can be used as a building material.
Okay, so we have 250 processed bales of wood.
The food supplies are not that substantial, barely a few sacks of grain.
450 quarts sounds like a lot to me.
On top of that, you have a pretty decent number of coins at your disposal.
220 coins doesn't really sound like a very decent amount.
Although food reserves are the lowest, they will be the easiest for us to replenish.
On the other hand, the chance of significant monetary earnings is small, so we got to be misers.
In short, you have the following resources at your disposal.
450 quarts of grain, 250 bales of wood, and 222 buckaronis.
My lord?
All right. Before I begin, I have a few questions.
Listening, my lord.
Tell me about the attack on the city.
Of course. Although my knowledge of this subject is limited, I took command of defense only this morning, shortly after receiving the news of Chevalier Michel's death. This happened because I was the last noble in the city at the time. Before that, I assisted the commander of defense as much as I could, but I remained in the castle at all times.
So you sat on your ass while good men died.
It all started back in February, and it was really hard to believe that someone had been planning such an attack in the winter.
However, there were more and more rumors of unrest in the lands of Baron Reborn de Kirte. I don't know. Cut me some slack on the French, guys. We even sent messengers, but they did not return. That's truly bizarre.
Nothing short of bad skepticism in our approach to those matters. But there were rumors. Handful of them speaking of unrest in the lands of Baron Reborn de Quert. We even sent messengers, but they never returned. Actually, we found out about the scale of the invasion when they approached the border of your estate. We had neither the time nor the capacity to help the soon-to-be-destroyed or plundered villages, devoting all our efforts to preparing the city for defense.
We should have already been prepared. Defense is first. We need security. We need to secure our borders. We need to build bigger walls. We need to build more walls. Bigger, more walls.
It was not easy. The city walls, although quite impressive, as you probably remember, needed a solid repair already during the reign of your departed grandfather.
Don't you dare speak of my late grandfather.
Additionally, we had really few armed men. Despite this, we managed to fight off the first attack, and the enemy forces did not take the city from the get-go. So, the enemy laid siege to us. Surprisingly, they were able to build siege machines, which we didn't expect. Oddly enough, the enemies did not even try to negotiate.
What, did they have flying Da Vinci contraptions? Like, did they just fly over the walls?
Trebuchet bombarded us with a rain of boulders, although the firepots were still the worst. They also had a battering ram, but thanks to our archers, the first one burned before it reached the walls. Just before dawn, in the very beginning of March, they finally managed to do it. A fragment of the wall partially collapsed after being hit by a boulder. The bloodiest part of the whole attack began. Fights in the city. The English were merciless. They murdered, looted, raped. Our forces and ordinary citizens resisted. We tried to create more defense positions. A big clash took place in the town square when the enemies pulled another battering ram, probably to capture the castle itself.
Burger, I need you to be straight with me. Guy, I need you to be straight with me. Did they rape our burgers?
The English were merciless. They murdered, looted, raped.
Uh-oh.
Our forces and ordinary citizens. The day before yesterday, the scale of the fighting eased a little. Now I know that it was because some of the attackers left the city unnoticed. Chevalier Michel died the evening before you arrived. Without a word, he took 2 of his most trusted soldiers and, as people say nowadays, they went hunting for monsters. I think he did this after the looters sneaked into the castle, perhaps in a fit of anger over the assault. We'll never know. When the news of his death reached me in the morning, I expected we would not last much longer, but the attackers escaped. That's it in short, my lord. I'm sure everyone you talk to today will have something to say about this attack. It's also a chance for you to get different perspectives. I am listening, my lord.
That's all I wanted to know.
Yes, my lord.
Remind me how you organize my audiences.
In accordance with long-standing tradition, subjects come before you with their affairs. They will approach you on command, state the matter they have come with, and await your decision. I, on the other hand, as your advisor, will share my knowledge to give you a more complete view of the situation. If I need to say something confidential, I will approach your throne. Unfortunately, the goods at your disposal are limited, and replenishing them is difficult. You may be forced to make hard, unpopular decisions at times. On the other hand, helping your subjects get back on their feet may be a form of investment. However, I doubt we have enough resources to assist everyone, since the scale of destruction is significant. I believe in your reason, my lord, though you have many difficult choices ahead of you. Yes, my lord?
Let us see you came with what?
As soon as you are ready, use this passage to the audience room to my right, my lord. I'll be waiting for you there.
Put that painting back up.
My lord, forgive the state of the throne room, but our enemies have broken in here as well. Although the fighting in the castle was not as intense as in the city, the English did damage here as well.
Check the corners and make sure nobody pissed or shit in the corners. How did they even manage to get into the castle?
It seems that a small group of looters got here using ropes and ladders while the fighting was still going on. Apparently, they wanted to loot the castle before the others, but they overreached and were stopped by your soldiers.
They got in here with ropes and ladders? Dude, this is a castle. That's terrible. Let the servants clean up here later, but in the meantime, let's get started. You dare bring yourself before the noble!
Just as I thought, you also threw yourself into work as soon as we crossed the fortress gate.
Right, Roland, it's good to see you.
While you were gathering information about the situation, as your military advisor, I decided to deal with the defense matters. So far, I've only had time to talk to a few soldiers, and sent my sergeant to take a closer look at the walls. But I've already got some perspective on the situation.
What do you think of our situation?
It's terrible. If anyone were to raid us now, the best we could do is try to defend ourselves in the castle itself.
All right, so we need to build bunkers in Hawaii.
The best I can do at this point is to form the personal guard. With the soldiers who came back with us, the survivors of this invasion, as well as more promising townsfolk helping with the defense, I will be able to form one solid unit. This guard will keep you safe, Lord, and maintain your authority in these lands. But honestly, that's an overstatement. Let's just say they can somewhat keep an eye on the city and the castle. I know, however, that there is no time now to calmly transform this messy bunch into a real unit. Hence, I would like to immediately use the guard to restore order in the city. We need to make sure that there are no marauders or English spies in the area, and that there are no looters lured by the human tragedy. The burghers themselves can quickly forget about mutual solidarity in such a dramatic situation and start stealing from each other. After all, you are the surety of the law in these lands, and we should express this strongly.
My lord, that is not a bad idea. It may help avoid problems in the future and will actually satisfy the residents, especially the poorest and the weakest.
Yeah, Guy, that was my thoughts exactly. You didn't have to tell me that. I already, that was very obvious. Thank you. We have to look out for the poor and the weak. Because we're good nobility, not the bad kind, with their weird sex parties.
I'd like to believe that such a tragedy will unite everyone. But people, especially those of lower status, are susceptible to temptation, and indeed, the situation Chevalier Roland spoke of may occur. However, that's not the only use of the guard. We could send them to help rebuild the city. This would help the city get back on its feet faster, so we could count on additional funding from it sooner. It would probably satisfy the more affluent burghers as well.
Soldiers aren't carpenters.
That's right, Guy.
But in theory, they could actually help. I dare not deny it. However, in my opinion, it is better that they deal with the duty they will perform right away.
Oh boy. All right. So we can let the guard take care of the security in the city. The guard is going to help rebuild the city. Why will rebuilding the city benefit the rich more?
To put it simply, richer burghers, merchants, and more important craftsmen urgently need the city to get back on its feet, so they can run their businesses again. On their own, they are more capable of self-defense than the poor.
That's interesting.
In other words, our soldiers would play the part of unpaid mules and construction helpers.
You could also put it that way. Anyhow, the poor will also benefit from this. However, meeting their needs may not be a priority due to a variety of reasons. What is your decision, Lord?
So do we want to help rebuild the city and have less soldiers? You know what? I'm not too worried. Okay. Shit, this is tough. I don't really have a lot of faith in merchants fighting, though, to be truthful. Let the guard take care of this. Ooh. All right, yeah. This is what being nobility is all about, huh? Man. What else could the guard be doing?
Do you have anything specific in mind, Lord?
Ooh, look into the issue of this invasion. That is a possibility. I think the soldiers should help in rebuilding.
It will be as you say.
Don't be so glum.
Some soldiers may be dissatisfied, but I will make sure they are fully engaged in the task.
And so be it.
The effects of their help may not be visible immediately, but I am sure that the city, and thus our treasury, will benefit in the long run.
That's all right, Guy. Me and you were going to pilfer the coffers and run off and start a new town.
Oh, one more thing. I saw that Francois is among the people waiting to be heard. He's an experienced soldier, but I saw that he's been seriously wounded.
Bring him in.
He will probably ask for support for those who suffered wounds that prevent them from working. This may be a troubling expense in such a tough situation, but mistreating veterans certainly won't help us rebuild our forces in the future. Nevertheless, I leave this to your judgment, Your Grace. Surely, everyone will be in need of help, and will have equally good reason to ask for it. There is no time to linger. We both have much work to do, so good luck to you, Lord.
The Emperor protects, Roland. I think we can move on now to the proper part of the audience, my lord. Although I will point out that during the audience, such special meetings will also take place. I will schedule them for the start of the day if possible. As you can see, 4 of your subjects have come to ask to be heard by you. Thanks, Guy. Among them is Catherine, an innkeeper, Francois, the soldier mentioned by Roland, and Pierre, a peasant from one of your loyal villages. The one who has moved forward and is waiting for a sign of approach is Johann, the son of Consul Lorenz. Wait, can you tell me more about Johann just before he gets in here, man? Not much, my lord. He had already passed 20 springs and was the son of a respected city council, Lorenz, who was engaged in grain trade. Yes, Lorenz and 11 members of the council ran the city under the leadership of the first consul. Indeed. As far as I know, however, there was a terrible tragedy during the attack on the city, and most, if not all, of the consuls were killed. I think Johann himself will know more because I was in the castle at the time. Let him approach. Is that Catherine or Johann? Oh, that's Johann. My Lord Noble Baron Bells, may God protect you. I'm glad you made it back safely. Hello, Johann. Unfortunately, this is a terrible time, not just for me, but for our once beautiful city of St. Pierre. We have suffered enormous losses and we urgently need help. I know you've only just returned, Lord, but you've seen a lot of damage. However, let me outline our situation. Let me now briefly outline our situation that you have a better view of the matter. Go ahead, Jahan. The English damaged the walls, broke into the city, snatched a lot, and destroyed even more. A lot of good people died, city warehouses burned down, and not just them. Most residents have no roof over their heads and may not be able to last till spring warming. We're put to misery, therefore I would like to ask on behalf of the surviving inhabitants to support us with food and materials that will help us rebuild at least some parts of what we used to call home. My lord, I just wanted to point out that our warehouses were well secured, God be blessed, so we have food, mainly grain, and stored bales of wood dedicated for the people in the event of a longer siege. Specifically, yeah, I know how much we got, I was there. However, in order to meet the most urgent needs of the city, at least 300 quarts of grain and 120 bales of wood will be required. Therefore, this represents a significant part of our resources of these goods, and as I said, I see it as a necessary minimum. Oh, okay. In addition, I am afraid that it will be difficult for us to replenish our supplies quickly at the moment, so I recommend that you exercise caution when managing them. Hence, one of the options you can also consider in this matter is ask Jahan to return later, that is, after you have heard other people. Unfortunately, that's not the end of the bad news, my lord. The entire Council of Consuls managing the city, along with the first consul and the parson, died in tragic circumstances. As far as I know, there has never been a tragedy of this magnitude in the history of our city. Lord, I myself mourn the death of my dear father, who was one of the consuls. If the situation was not that serious, we would never dare to ask, nay, beg you for help. I need to think this through, Jahan. Come back later. Of course, my lord. I trust you won't leave us in need. My lord, your subject, Catherine the innkeeper, has come to request a meeting with you. You must have noticed her inn when entering the city. As far as I know, is heavily damaged. Before the inn caught fire, it served as a good source of provisions for the defenders. Unfortunately, in the heat of the battle, there was no time or place for pleasantries, but let me tell you that she has received no compensation for her lost goods. I assume that is why she requested this audience. She will request you to be fully paid for her part in defending the city. It is called Under the Truffles Vault, and back in time it was the largest drunk house in town. As far as I know, our men favored this place for off-duty drinking. I also remembered that prior to the war, her business brought fairly solid and steady sums in taxes. Okay. Roland will surely attempt to convince me to rebuild it. Oh, yes, that's the kind of man he is. I mean, Chevalier Roland is a person of firm opinions and strong decisions. Even if sometimes he is too earthbound, he fulfills his duties to the letter. He truly is a great soldier. True, Monsieur, Roland is irreplaceable. Have you by any chance frequented the Send Guy card? Ah, my lord, my knightly days are now in the distant past, and my military contacts are severed. Besides, such establishments are not really my style. What I do know is that Roland and his underlings were quite frequent visitors to this place. The owner of this place will definitely have something to say about it. She may approach. Thank you, my lord, for listening to me. My name is Catherine. My daughter Agnes and I run an inn under the Truffles Vault. Hello, Catherine. What business do you have here? Ask for your help, my lord. My husband's life work, our dear inn, suffered major damage during the attack. The roof caught fire and collapsed to the first floor. The whole building is now ruined. It will take a lot of time and resources to get back to welcoming visitors. And then there are those grabby soldiers. They use the siege as an excuse to take from others. They ate what they could and took beer with them. My larder was getting empty, and when the neighbors asked for food, I didn't have anything to provide them with. Really, the soldiers did this shit, huh? You too, Lord, need to watch out for them. Their greed has no end. Especially that they didn't manage to defend us despite how much they took. But back to the request. I need you, Lord, to pay for the debts the warriors have incurred. The inn has been the heart of the town for as long as I can remember. It needs to be rebuilt, then it will also need to be restocked. I ask my lord only for payment for my goods. I estimate my losses for 60 coins, and that is how much I ask for. I'm sure once business picks up, everyone will benefit from it. I feel like that's what we need right now. Before I decide, tell me about the siege from your perspective. Lord, I wouldn't wish the worst scum alive to have gone through what we have experienced. First, after a failed attack, the English surrounded the city and the guards didn't let anyone outside for many days. We heard them building something, constantly hitting stuff with hammers, rolling something heavy things around, until one evening when they started firing. The barrages went on for hours. We had no idea down below when the next one would come. We were scared to cross our thresholds. In some instances, we were warned by the soldiers on the wall, but they had their hands full with taking food from us anyhow. Back to the topic, I remembered exactly that day before the attack was quiet all the way until the sunset. Even so, the armed men watching the streets were extremely tense, as if they sensed something. Their fears came true at night when stones began to fly from the sky as if hurled by the devil. People screamed and ran away. Roofs were falling down on the poor people's heads, and walls were toppling onto the streets as if they were made of straw. Yes, a monstrous event. Geekard, what do you think about it? While I had no insight into the exact behavior of the soldiers and their ends, her vision of events seems plausible. It would be good to think this decision through, since the $60 is a large expense for your current capabilities. You would also have her come later to hear first what the other two people are coming with. Now, about alcohol, there were no direct orders to gather drinks, but some defenders might have interpreted given commands to their advantage. Let me remind you that the majority of the defense is made up of untrained burghers and conscript peasants. They probably wanted to give themselves a little boost with liquor. You understand, my lord. They had no prior combat experience. If the inn was rebuilt, it could give the townsfolk a feeling of normalcy. Later, it might also pay for itself in taxes. However, with the death of Michael, there is also no evidence for her words. It would be good to think this decision through, since $60 is a large expense for your current capabilities. How long can it take for the establishment to open its doors again? May take at least 6 months for the inn to return to normal functionality, given the circumstances. Only after this period can we expect some additional tax earnings. But this sum, I may have an idea. Maybe reducing the monetary sum and offering some building materials as a compensation would be a good solution. That's a good idea. This will prevent the treasury from getting too empty, and the wood bales should somewhat reduce the cost of reconstruction. Maybe, but getting back to the profitability of the inn, if I remember correctly, back in its better days, the inn provided as much as $15 in taxes. You have excellent memory, my lord. In fact, it was quite profitable for the barony treasury. Summing up, you have... Yep. Catherine, however, asked for $60, but we could give her 50 bales of wood and $50. Come back later. I need to think this through. I understand, my lord. I will survive this month. Wise decision. Better be well prepared for such a major expense. It's best to plan such a significant move. We can't afford to make mistakes in the current situation. Next, to present his case is a soldier from your garrison named Francois. He declared that he is coming on behalf of veterans who were injured or got sick while defending your castle. What can you tell me about him? He is one of the few professional soldiers who stayed in the city and stood in its defense. Apart from these dozens of men, most of the defense consisted of citizens and peasants who were recruited when the danger was inevitable. I think he will be able to give you a good summary of the course of the whole attack. He may approach. Come, Francois. Come hither. Francois, at your service, lord. I served in the city garrison. The wounded defenders of the city chose me to see you today. Hello, Francois. With what purpose did you come here today? Thank you for welcoming me, Lord. I came here to ask for your aid for your faithful soldiers. Despite the overwhelming advantage of the enemy, we took them on with no fear and fought punitively. We did everything we had to do and more. In the end, however, we were beaten. Many have died. Some who have escaped with their lives are seriously injured or crippled. Other unlucky ones fell ill through a wound in a bad spot and are now delirious with a fever. However, others made it thanks to those who are now bedbound or cannot move because of pain, and those who will never walk again. The walls were lost, we know, but the city survived. If it weren't for us, the English would have slaughtered everyone. We have fought for you, and now we ask you to take care of those who are unable to lift a sword, bow, or spear. Aid the wounded and sick defenders, Lord. Some gave up their arms, legs, and other eyes or ears. Some were burned so badly that their clothes can't be removed from them, while others lie diseased. Jesus Christ. This is dark, Francois. Others lie ridden with diseases, at times so severe that they don't know whether they'll make it till the summer. All because they put up resistance despite the small chances of winning. Tell me, Lord, how many cities would give up without a fight? How many braver towns would beg for peace at the side of the slightest hole in the wall? We, despite the hole that would fit 2 battering rams, fought for every street and every house. All right. Before I decide, tell me about the siege from your perspective. We have already reported everything I had seen to Chevalier Roland, Lord. It's shameful to admit, but I fell even before they broke through the wall, so I don't know much. I don't want to waste the Lord's time. I want to hear what it was like. Okay. I want to hear what it was like from your perspective. Yes, Lord. Shall I start from the very beginning or talk only about the first attack? Start from the beginning. It actually started with whispers, rumors. What was said was hard to believe. Oh, okay. We only discovered the truth about how many were advancing on us when the vanguard of their forces burned down the first village. The news of hundreds of attackers, however, did not break the spirit of Michael. He immediately ordered all men able to bear arms to show up in the garrisons. The barracks could not accommodate that number of volunteers. Rumors of the cruelty with which people were treated in Baron Raymond's lands turned out to be motivating. So we turned the squares and streets into a training ground and started preparing the citizens for the fight. We also showed them how to fight and defend themselves on the walls. However, many suspected that the fortifications might not hold. Long before the walls fell, Mike anticipated the worst and planned defensive lines on the streets. We were supposed to fight for every corner and alley, making obstacles out of things at hand. Barricades rose out of boards, furniture, and other objects that the citizens took to the streets. Finally, the enemy came up against the walls, hundreds armed men against a handful of soldiers and untrained burghers. Let me just point out that the preparations of the burghers for the battle were going slowly. Turning a worker into a soldier takes a lot of time. Mere days that we had at our disposal were not enough. When the attack happened, a lot of civilians couldn't stand it. Panic erupted. Chaos ensued on the walls before the enemy even approached them. As a result, instead of sending a volley of arrows along with others, I focused on ensuring that volunteers would not leave their positions. Fortunately, we were able to maintain formation long enough to withstand the first attack. The enemy pulled back when they were greeted by arrows, stones, and every attempt to climb the walls being repelled. Though the truth is the English did not strike with the bulk of their forces, it was a test of our defenses. Their leader had the rookies deep in his ass because he sent them without as much as cover from the archers. I understand what happened then. They started building siege engines. It was quite a surprise for us that they had engineers in their ranks. For many days it was relatively quiet. They surrounded us and we heard the sounds of saws, hammers, and English curses all day long. Elements of rams and those blasted catapults started appearing. However, most of all, we were afraid of trebuchets, which seemingly required much more work. On the other hand, you could tell that they couldn't wait to try them out. Despite this, as you know, such construction takes time. In the end, however, it took less time than we anticipated. Even before the sun was down, whizzing of rocks started cutting through the air, shaking the city in its core. They made quite an impression on me with the precision with which they had used these machines. They surely had 2 or 3 engineers in their midst, otherwise it would be impossible. Almost every projectile hit our defense. He hit either our defensive positions, walls, or buildings behind them, and by then they were shooting in the dark. I had a feeling that nearly none hit where these cursed smartasses didn't want them to. But back to the topic, they bombarded us with grape shots, flaming pots, and they even managed to get their hands on a few solid boulders, which after hitting shook the entire wall. The barrage destroyed buildings, damaged walls, and wounded people, and even worse, that's when the city council perished. But surely Jahan told you of this, my lord. During this fierce night, people below panicked. They weren't ready for the houses to come crumbling around them and be set aflame. Continue. I decided to do something about it. I assembled some hard-working men and started giving them orders. The most important thing was to put out fires and protect the injured, so we did that first. Others joined our efforts when the curtains of agitation had fallen. Suddenly, almost everyone was helping to dress the wounded and carry water. The whole thing was incredible. It looked as if the city itself came to life and fought for the lives of its residents. My luck, unfortunately, was almost exhausted. I was wounded shortly before the second assault. What happened? At night, we went to look for the wounded, because these cowardly sons of bitches had been bombarding us all afternoon. While I was helping to get old Lucas out from under the collapsed roof, Hugo, the town shopkeeper, came running to us. And he told me that several brave or reckless youngsters decided to go beyond the walls. From what I understood, they had gotten together in secret and had stolen weapons and oil. They had also taken ropes to ease their way out of the city. Someone finally had noticed them, but he had been too far away to stop them. Interestingly, they even managed to set fire under one of the trebuchets. I reckon someone was a bit drowsy. Then they rushed to escape. The English probably did not know at first whether to extinguish the machine or chase the saboteurs. Unfortunately, the staff of another trebuchet was on their feet. What's worse, as I explained to myself now, they had to see the ropes those kids used and immediately aimed at them. Meanwhile, the arsonists reached the walls, began to climb them, and their pursuers had no chance to catch up with them. I saw it because I was running just at the front of a group that was about to, actually, I don't know, help them? Stop them? Certainly make sure that the enemy won't get on the walls after them. When I was up close, I understood everything. I told you that those engineers had a good eye, so the chance that a rain of small boulders would pierce these kids was considerable. I shouted warnings, but they did not resonate through the English chase's loud noises. I caught up to one young man, pulled him up on the walls, and tossed him straight onto the hay wagon below. The last thing I remember was the whistling of stones. When I woke up, it turned out that I had been hit. The fortune shone its blessings, for my chainmail let only a small spall pass through. That's why I can stand before you now. The kid I dropped survived. His friends weren't so lucky. I was in a heroic mood, I guess. Thank you for all the information. I hope this helps you in your decision. People gave their best to make the city survive. As I said, your help would be very useful to the wounded, crippled, and sick soldiers. Believe me, Lord, if only they could, they would definitely work to earn their living. God provides some of them will serve you again after a while. How much support would you propose, Geekard? I think a good start is offer them some decent food. If I'm not mistaken, there are 20 injured, crippled, or sick veterans in total. Am I right, Francois? 32, Geekard. In that case, taking the number in dogged condition, 50 quarts of grain is a reasonable minimum. This will help their meager supplies that they still have from a siege, thus providing them with food for at least a week. However, it will also be necessary to provide treatment. I think that 40 bones is the right amount that will allow them to live long enough to pay off the medics. My lord, these veterans are not only the ones who need help, and although Christian Mercy commands to help them, we unfortunately have limited resources. I feel sorry for them, I really do, but it's not even 3 dozen cripples and the wounded. We have the whole city on our shoulders, and the costs of maintaining the wounded are very high. Either way, if we want to aid them, it would be great to provide them with 50 quarts of grain and 40 bucks. I can manage on my own. I'll pull it through. Well, maybe not right away, but I'll pull it through. What I do know is that the others have not been as lucky as I, and they need your help. I will help the veterans. 100% I will help these guys. They took up arms, man. They tried to fight. They trained for a couple days. They did the best they could. They got hurt. They lost everything. I will help them out. Thank you, Lord. We are in your debt for all your help. No, thank you, Francois. I'm sure that one day we will pay this debt back. You will receive $40 for long-term needs and 50 quarts of grain from the start. Lord, we will never forget this kindness. I think I can speak for all the veterans. We are eternally grateful for your help. You're extremely generous to veterans, my lord. This gesture may lead us to rebuilding our army faster than we expected. That's the plan, Guy. That's the plan. As much as the new and former soldiers will admire you for your help, it will cost us dearly. I'm sure those who recover will be happy to repay you for what you've done here now. Next, to present his case is a peasant of Agasok, which is one of your subordinate villages. Fortunately, this place has been destroyed by these filthy Englishmen. Wait a moment, then what's he doing here? That's a good question. Are you on an explanation, my lord? Agasak was destroyed, but most of the inhabitants managed to escape in time and hide in the city. They've been residing here ever since. However, I guess that even though the citizens accepted it, they are not happy about it. Lord, just be sure to summarize the most important information about Agasak. Of course, the village lies, or rather lay, north of St. Pierre in a forest the locals called Norforet. Norforet? The inhabitants had been cutting wood for years, and the village was one of the two main suppliers for the needs of the city and the court. Unfortunately, as I said, according to the information from the peasants themselves, Agasak has been destroyed by the English, and it was probably one of their last lootings committed in your land. It's possible they stole wood from there to build siege engines that they used to cripple the city. Let's hear what he has to say. All right, Pierre. God bless you, Lord Baron. I'm Pierre from Agasak, a lumberjack. Thanks. Thanks for having time for me, my lord. Welcome. Why did you come to me? So, because we were with the others that saw you returned, and they chose me to come with an important matter. Because, well, our leader is in heaven. There is no new one, and someone had to do so. Here I am. Great Lord, here's the issue. We were all from the village. I mean, good peasants. We chopped wood that was yours, then gave it to you, and paid some coin too. Because of those island dogs, we lost homes. The scum raided Agasak in a big bunch, so there was no way to defend it. So we cut and run into town. We wanted to wait out the worst here, but the worst came after us. So you fled the village and took refuge in the city. Yes, that's what happened. That's tough for us. There was nothing to put in the pot, and there was no pot, because we lived in houses with good souls, and some of us were even on the streets. But when they attacked, I and a few of our men defended the city, so it's not like we preyed on niceness. It's terrible what those English did. So much destruction, so much death, and your knight, pity because people say that he was like a hero in grand tales. But I was telling you what I needed. Our village burned down, so we maybe thought we could stay here, in St. Pierre, I mean. After all, many men have died or escaped here, so there will be work for us. In our village, there are many strong folks not afraid of work. Allow me to explain, my lord. In fact, the city has become a little deserted, but it's not that simple. That's about 50 people, and letting them stay here could only complicate an already difficult situation. In addition, if you agree to the lumberjack's request and you do not decide to support the city as the consul's son, Jahan, asked, the city can take it very badly. That being said, this peasant is not entirely wrong. I'm sure some strong workers could come in handy here. And in the long run, the city could benefit even if it provokes a momentary dissatisfaction. The alternative is sending them back, although doing so without supplies could end dismally for them. Then I'd suggest providing them with 100 bales of wood so they can quickly rebuild at least some of the cottages and place the burnt ones. Moreover, a minimum of 150 quarts of grain will be necessary so they at least have modest food supply. Normally I wouldn't suggest so little, but the situation is staggering. Of course, if they stay, the problem of keeping them fed will fall on the city. So would it be more profitable if they stayed? Fortunately, it's not that simple. In fact, you will not have to expend your supplies to support these people, and in the long run, it may help the city and thus affect higher revenues of money to the vault, for instance. In the short run, however, it can cause anxiety and problems. What is worth emphasizing is that if these people stay here, you'll lose Agasak, my lord. Of course, it will be impossible to rebuild it and repopulate the village in the future, but it will be neither quick nor easy. Villages and their tributes in kind were usually the sources of our food or wood reserves. What about a small amount? I know it's still the third part of our supply, but it's still the third part of our supply, but that's because we don't have much of it. This amount of food is not enough for such a large group of people for more winters to come. But at least it will allow them to return and endure until they establish cooperation with other villages. I believe in peasant resourcefulness. Besides, you may also wonder, why am I suggesting half of what I originally proposed to support the entire city? One thing is to support the city, which is still standing with modest supplies and remaining goods, but another thing is to send people into the middle of the forest where they will only find ashes. Thank you for your advice, Monsignor. I serve, Lord. Let me remind you, should you send them back, I suggest giving them at least 150 quarts of grain and 100 bales of wood. Meanwhile, your supplies amount to 400 and 250. This is a tough one. This is a tough one. You can stay in town for a month. And then, after this time has passed, come again, and the Lord of Belvis will decide what to do next. I understand. Thank you, Lord. We appreciate it. Even if we have to come back later, it will be warmer. God bless you, Lord. All right, Jahan. So we have the inn, we have to build Angasak, and then Jahan. I'm back, Lord, and I would like to ask for help again. My Lord, let me remind you that, in my opinion, in order to help the city, we are obliged to satisfy its most pressing needs with at least 300 quarts of grain and 100 bales of wood. All right, so let's see here. Need to get the city back on its feet. Let's help the subjects. All right. I can't squander my not so large supplies, so you'll get less help. I will help you, but you will only receive food. I will help you, but you will only receive materials. You'll receive less supplies, but I will also aid you monetarily. Okay, so we need to give him yeah, because we're gonna have to help the lady too. How much money can we give? Monsignor, give the city half of what you estimated as necessary with an additional $20, of course. In his graciousness, Bernard Belves gives the city 150 quarts of grain, 60 bales of wood, and $20. It may be difficult to buy any supplies at present, but I will do what I can, my lord. Thank you for your help, Lord. All right, Guy. All right, Guy, I think we're doing all right. We need to get the inn back up. All right, she is back and wants my help. I only wish to get back to doing what I love. This money will allow me to do just that. Let me remind you that the supposed worth of the confiscated stock is $60. I will help you, Catherine. Ooh, okay. I'll give you 50 bales of wood to rebuild the inn, and you will only get $50. Oh, that's less than my counting. I guess the bales will lower the cost, but all right, fine. Thank you, Lord. I think that's enough to bring my inn back to life. Good deal. Even though you gave her less gold, wood should somewhat reduce the cost of reconstruction. By my calculations, if she makes good use of what we gave her, it should be enough to rebuild. Reducing expenses by sharing resources can make sense.
As you can see, that was the last person for today.
I'm sure that it was a good... that it was a very long day for you. Yeah, it kind of was. There was a lot of reading. It'll be getting dark soon, so I recommend you get some rest. Your bed chamber should be ready. Get my chamber pot ready, because I have a fat dookus I need to take. That was weird. All right. Is this my chamber? No, it's not my chamber. Where's my room at? There it is. Damn. All right, they didn't touch my room. Good. My Warhammer figure still in the drawer? Is this my shitter? The shittery? All right. Press left mouse button to end the turn. Who dares disturb my slumber at this hour?
Good morning, my lord. I bring news. May I come in?
Approach the door.
My lord.
Yesterday, we received information from Salatitom. Thus, we already have an insight into the condition of your entire land. I have collected information about villages under your authority on the estate map. You'll find it in your study.
All right, so how's the situation looking like?
Fortunately, it is quite calm. No enemy troops have been seen since your return over a month ago. The city is slowly rebuilding.
Killer.
The innkeeper of Under the Truffle's Fault used the funds as she promised. The building is being rebuilt. The peasants have returned to Agasush and are trying to rebuild the village. Besides, the subjects will also gather to be heard today. Moving forward with restoring the pre-war balance in our land, monthly audiences will be held as before. But it's still early, so you might want to check the state of your estate using the map first.
All right, let's check it out.
Of course. A key to the door that connects your bedroom to the study has also turned up, so we can use it.
Cool. I got the key. So that's not the shittery. Where's the shittery? I haven't shit in a month. Get card. Oh, why did I just get like turned around? Okay. This is a cool room. Not much in the way of books, but press E to read the document. Summary of March 1339. Noble Baron, tributes for the last month are so small that I did not distribute them to the individual villages as I usually do, and as you can expect in the next summary. The small amount of resources is, of course, due to that pesky English invasion. However, if, in your graciousness, you do not exempt all villages from taxes next time, your court will be supported much more. This is because you will receive your due amounts of taxes and tributes. Okay, however, if, in your graciousness, you do not exempt all villages from taxes next time, your court will be supported much more. All right, so we got $2, we got 60 food, and we got 10 wood. Income from 3 villages. Your servant, Monsignor Gacard Abreu, Chevalier. All right, we're doing all right. You look like a friend of mine, like in real life. This is what an in real life friend of mine is going to look like when they're 60. Talk about you, Murph. You know who you are. All right, let's check the table.
This map contains all your estate and fragments of your noble neighbor's territory.
Okay.
Additionally, there are pages of paper on which I've prepared information regarding the villages.
All right, remind me of what information we're talking about.
These are population, estimated population growth, annual amount of taxes in the coin, resources produced by the village and provided for the needs of your court, as well as happiness and piety. This information is to the best of my knowledge as gathered by the messengers, but you must remember, Lord, that these are only estimates. Many nobles trusted the books too much without seeing the truth in front of them. That is why the audiences are so important. But let's not speak about that. Anyway, you can rely on this information in most cases. In addition, I placed wooden coin figurines in this box. Following your grandfather's system, you can use them to determine the scale of taxation on villages. Due to the specific legal situation and ongoing war, of course, a lot of opportunities meet us halfway. In short, 1 coin is low taxes, 2 normal, that is, those that were in force before the war, and 5 is the maximum that we could in theory impose.
Not 5 taxes.
You can put between 0 and 5 coins at each of your villages.
All right, and I'm pretty sure I know how taxes work, but let's get a little rundown.
In your estate, each village is required to pay monetary tax and 1 in kind, that is, in resources.
Okay, tell me about the money tax.
Tax collection in the villages was done by one of your advisors, a tax collector, who unfortunately died of pneumonia just before you left. This And the outbreak of war caused the peasants to begin bringing monetary tax together with resources, that is, monthly, not annually as before. Despite this, I record the assumed annual revenues because I think it would make sense to return to this form of payment. However, you should place a pin on it before you find someone who would become a new tax collector. Taxes on villages are generally not very high. This is not only due to the lack of an experienced accountant, although this would certainly increase profits. First of all, most of what's due gets to the court in the form of resources. It is possible that in the future, the monetary system will take it over. On the other hand, in a dangerous situation, sometimes it is better to have a granary full of grain instead of a treasury full of coins.
That's true. What does the amount of taxes depend on? In theory, it is mostly based on two factors, the number of citizens and the amount of taxation.
Each coin added is a higher revenue, where 1 is half the normal taxes and 5 is 3 times the normal taxes. The lack of coins, on the other hand, is an exemption of the village from taxes.
But in practice, there's more to it.
Yes. In practice, the satisfaction of residents affects their productivity and thus also the tax income. So much for theory. In practice, however, the satisfaction of residents affects their productivity and thus also the tax income.
Okay.
The fact is that a dissatisfied village is capable of enacting great creativity in tax avoidance.
Yep, that's when they start using Monero and XRP and Bitcoins and shit. I know it.
I'm sure you've heard of the practice of disguising sons as daughters in order to reduce registry tax for them. And that's just one case out of many. Besides, a dissatisfied peasant is a rebellious peasant.
Wait.
So it is better to avoid it.
You have baby boy taxes? What kind of place are we running here?
Do you need any more information regarding taxes, Lord?
You know, I think I'm good.
Understand. I'll be here if you have any questions, Your Grace.
All right. Do you have anything to add?
Well, actually, I'd like to highlight one matter. The recent invasion has left a mark on everyone, so people are generally not very complacent, and this condition will last at least for a few months. Hence, overtopped taxes may be more severe than usual. Therefore, I recommend not overdoing it either way.
Brother, I'm a man of the people. Who do you think I am? It's me, your boy, Bernard. Okay, so let's see. Let's zoom in on the map here. Use the mouse, move Lord's hands. Okay. Hover over the stack of coins in the box and press pick up a coin. Press it again to set up tribute, or over the box to put the coin down. All right. So let's see. We have Celatotame. We got Saladville over here. They're paying normal taxes. What's that over there? Tell me what that is. Okay. Duratage. So we got 19 grains coming in, 1 tax coming in. This guy looks pretty not happy. Got mermaids hanging out in the rivers over there. That's not good. We might have to put some tax money to get rid of those mermaids. Okay. Holy shit. What's this place here? They bring faith. They bring faith and 2 grain. They're not, you know what? They're not really bringing much grain right now. So let's tax that mermaid. Why can I not put any tax money down? All right, put the coin in the box, bro. Okay. we've got Dorasol here. Where is Dorasol? Why can I put this? Why can't I put this? Oh, okay. So I have to put it here, I think. Why is this so goddamn confusing? Okay. Durasol up there. Durasol's happy and they're religious. We're going to tax them. We're going to tax them 1. What Two Bloom do? They bring us a lot of cows. We'll put the coin in the box. You know what? We will tax it. We'll lower their taxes a little bit. All right. How about Salatotame? They bring us a lot of wood. Well, we can lower their taxes a little bit. And Duratish. They bring us 19 grain. There's a lot of men there. We don't want them to be sad. Let us drop. I'm thinking we tax. Damn, they bring us a lot. They really bring us a lot too. These guys is our only wood supply, so we shouldn't tax them. But these guys bring nothing. Well, they bring grain and piety, but not so much grain. But you know what? Honestly, I wouldn't be opposed to getting rid of. Oh, okay. So it's equally in part. Okay. So yeah, they're not bringing us shit. Oh boy. Okay. They're unhappy. Or they're neutral. They're neutral. They're a little bit more positive than neutral. These guys are neutral. I mean, dude, I'm not happy either. Things are rough right now. I'm sorry, but ooh. Okay, I think we're good. I think that's good.
So, these are your orders.
That's right.
What you decide shall be shared with the people.
Let them know. Let them all know.
Although they're obviously just figurines now. Therefore, you can still change your dispositions without any problems, Lord.
I think they're fine.
The messengers will leave with your orders to the villages. After all, your insight may change. For example, with the information received during the audience. But there is still some time until the audience begins.
Kind of thinking like we should have asked for more wood.
So maybe you would like to see the situation in the city yourself. The city is now safe, although it still looks depressing.
All right, I'll go out and then I'll meet you at the audience.
Ah, right. On your desk, Lord, right here, lies a summary of resources we've received since last month. Despite the invasion, small amounts of resources still supplied your warehouse and treasury. Well, I won't be taking up any more of your time. I'll be in the audience hall overseeing the preparations for the audience. And you don't have to hurry, my lord.
All right, let's leave the map view here. Let's pop outside and see how things are doing. Sir? Do it. Do it. I'm gonna re-enter the room one more time. You better fucking do it, or you're losing your job, bucko. My lord, I report that it is safe in the castle. All right. All right. I wonder what this room's gonna be. Ah, yes. Our kingdom. Look at our kingdom. Can I go on to the city? Just sweeping up dirt. Bro, that shit happened like a month ago. Chill out. It's cool. This place is kind of sad with everybody all like crying and shit.
Aye, Lord Baron.
I want to go to the town.
My lord.
Oh god, there's rats. Man, there's fucking plague here, dude. Clean that shit up. Ah, yes, your mighty, magnificent, benevolent lord has come to see the town. Everyone gather. You must all form a line and get on your knees and kiss the ring of the Lord. Oh shit, we've got the stocks here? Oh. Yeah, so it's you know, it's not looking damn that place looks kind of fancy over there. Was that the inn that they were talking about? Yeah, it's getting rebuilt. That's gonna be really nice once that's all finished. Wow. Go see how Catherine's doing. How's your inn coming along? Welcome, my lord. As you can see, the renovations are in full swing. Yes, I can see that. Oh, buddy, you don't even have any shoes? Who's this guy just standing around? You work for me. Hello, Burger. The city is slowly returning to life, thank heavens. Yeah, thank the heavens. Don't think Lord Bernard. Don't think Lord Bernie. No, Lord, it's the heavens. Heavens gave you guys all that wood and the grains, huh? I hope that a priest will come to the city soon. You Burgess. Yeah, me too. Me too. We need a new church, don't we? I can't believe they hit the church. Yes, the blonde horse. I served valiantly with him in the war.
Your grace.
Damn, what's up, baddie? How the sun is shining today. Look, and she's positive too. She's not a sad sack. She's not all down on herself. You guys need help lifting that wood? I got some wood you can lift. You're already lifting my wood. All right. I told you the roads were a mess. I told you, damn it. So what? Were we supposed to carry the barrels on our backs? We really should have given this trip a miss. Damn it. To think that you talked me into this, huh? Enough. Move this cart right now. What's going on here, soldier? My lord. These peasants wanted to come to the city through the gate, but a wheel of their cart got stuck in the soil. Such bad luck, lord. And by the way, my name is Tassin, and that is my brother Guibert. Guibert? What brings you to the city? You see, good lord, we have dried fish in these barrels. That explains the smell. It does take some time, but it is possible to get used to it. Anyway, we brought the fish from a wandering merchant at an affordable price, and we thought... That means I thought that if there are so many starving people in the city, we could deliver the fish here. No, you wanted to sell them here, seizing the opportunity. So you wanted to get rich at the cost of others' misery. I, my lord, wanted to feed our people in the village. Villager, townsman, everybody starves the same way. So you wanted to get rich at the cost of others' misery? Times are hard, lord. Everybody has a family to feed. But not at the expense of others. Yes, lord, you are right. Ooh. Do I take these barrels? I mean, they are blocking the road. Then again, like, I don't know who the fuck these people are. They could be, like, somewhat, like, wealthy merchants. Take the fish back to your village. Feed your families and your neighbors. Yes, my lord. But you need to remove your cart first. It belongs to you, so you have to remove it. Nah, guards, help him. Get him out of here. Yes, my lord. You there, come. Don't stand there like that. You've heard the lord. Now, with help like this, we'll get it done right away. Ah, by the way, lord, don't you maybe need someone to Shush and get over here. Be of some use. Fine, fine. One more thing. I'm putting a fine on you for causing an unnecessary commotion. You are to pay $2. Nah, good luck and farewell. Thank you, Lord. Be well. Have a good day. You see that? My mercy. My mercy has given these men another chance at not having to pay $2 in taxes or fines. I allowed this man to save $2, allowing him to hopefully buy some Rogaine and get a better haircut. Man, those look good too. Damn. Maybe I should have taken those. But you know what? They're enterprising young men. I don't blame them for trying. I forgot to have them kiss the ring. Nah, too late, too late. Right, we're off to more important matters. Like wondering why our men are ghosts and phasing through the roads. So can I go into any of these buildings? I mean, not that any of these buildings are really anything at all right now since they're all destroyed. Can't go in there. I bet I will be able to visit the inn once it's finished. Definitely. What's going on over here? Ah, we got the welfare line. We got the bread line. Let me get some of that cheese. Oh, mon frère. La misérable. Oui, oui. Thank you, priest, for doing God's work. Appreciate you. Am I married? Can I go sit down with her? Damn. How's that thumb? I'm a lucky one after all. The last serving. Oh. There's no more? Yeah, looks like there's no more. Jesus Christ, that man's scary. That is the most blank look I have ever seen on anything's face in my entire life. I don't trust the priest here. What's going on at the broom market? May the English never return. I agree. The harvest is coming and the fields must be miserable. I agree. Who's that guy in the fancy clothes over there? Is this the military recruiter for the kids fresh out of college? Good day, my lord. If you're looking for a Master Jahan, he unfortunately isn't here for some time now. All right. Oh, there's a run button now. Ah, look at the little tyke just taking a break. He's standing, sleeping. He worked all night. Jesus Christ, things really are rough. What's up, Grams? May the English never return. Man, nobody likes the English anywhere. Ooh, hello. Careful, Lord. The horses are a little uneasy. What's in the trunk? What's in the trunk? Why are all the women here super hot? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Somebody's in timeout. Are you selling this child? Are you selling children? God bless you, Lord. God bless you, Lord. I know that's not how the French speak. The refugees from that place seem quite wealthy. Do they? Jesus, you're a disgusting lady. All right, so yeah, this is Noble's Kingdom Reborn. What the hell is this game called? This is yeah, Noble Simulator. I'll leave a link in the description. This game is actually pretty cool though. I'm excited to see the full product when it's all ironed out. Oh shit, yeah, we gotta clean this spray paint up. Rats. I will remove it, Lord, but it won't be easy. It's a very strong paint. Damn, dude. Hit it with the sandblaster. My son will wash this odiousness off, Lord. Yeah, get it removed. That is satanic. Those fucking Satanist British fucking devil worshipping Knights Templar Freemasons, damn them, ruining our town. Hey, at least this one, no, never mind. I was gonna say, I think this one got cleaned off over here, but it doesn't look like it did. Ah, yes. The blankest expression I've ever seen. But yeah, so this is Noble's Kingdom. And I think it's really cool. I really want to see, what is she doing? Hold up. All right, man, I keep trying to do the sign off. I keep finding interesting things going on. Greetings, my lord. I don't know what the hell you're doing. It's stuck. We'll do something about it in a moment. My lord, this is my house. But I can't get inside. The door is stuck again. It's been jamming up since the war? The Great War? Oh, we got a cutscene here with the rat? They're gonna open the door and the whole thing's gonna just crash. Thank you for the... Oh, hey, there we go. They couldn't show that door opening animation, huh? All right. She's not even inside there. This town is unreal. Am I in a simulation? All right, yeah. This game's sick as fuck. I really can't wait for the actual full release to come out. I can't wait to see, like, I hope it's a lot more sandboxy and not a super like linear like story like narrative driven game. I would really like this to be more of a sandbox style game. But yeah, Noble Kingdoms. This game is cool. Or Noble whatever, Kingdom Reborn. Y'all get it. Bye.